Hello and welcome to another of my videos back on the channel. Now it has been quite some time, 2 months in fact. I have been a very busy person over the summer. There's been a lot of people in the house. I've been doing a lot of things, going to a lot of places, like planning for a lot of things that are happening soon. So I've been very busy, haven't had time to record much. I just haven't had any windows of opportunity because how busy my house has been, so many relatives coming over. There isn't really much chance for me to sit down here and record, but things are dying down now, things are returning back to normality, and just in time, PvZ 3 has also got some news. I'm sure you've all heard now. I'm not going to bore you by saying everything and reading through the article. You've probably heard. If you haven't, then, well, here you go. PvZ 3 is a thing. But yeah, so this video is going to be on the positives and negatives of PvZ 3. My thoughts specifically. So you might disagree with me, but you might also agree with me. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you think of my thoughts. And yeah, leave your own thoughts in the comments below and I'll be sure to check them out. So before we get started, I just want to say videos will probably begin becoming regular again. I'll probably start off by doing 2 videos a week, just nothing drastic, but then maybe I'll, as time goes on, push it to 3, as I would want it to be 3 instead of 2. But yeah, so we'll start off with the positives first. You know, start on a high note, and yeah. So the first positive is the orientation. So originally it was portrait and now it's landscape. I believe that's the terminology between the orientation thingamabobs. But yeah, here is what it used to look like. You know, you had this very narrow thing, and like the area where you placed the plants to the board was very small. You just didn't have a lot of room. I mean, sure, it was easier to play the game because you could play it on one hand, but some games work portrait, some don't. Like, you wouldn't have PvZ heroes in landscape, would you? You know, that would just feel really wide and fat, but like, yeah. So some games work in portrait, some do not. PvZ 3 is one that should be in landscape, which it is now. So that is very good. Also, I just want to say I have actually played the game. So yeah, it's a rare time where I've actually played a game in early access. It's probably the only time I've ever actually done it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, this is what it looks like now. It's wide. It's good because it just feels better. And yeah, in this screenshot right here, I captured this sunflower doing something weird. I don't know. I think they're about to produce some sun, but it looks really weird when I screenshot it. Along with some of these pea shooters, they look pretty deformed, some of them, but you know, that's the magic of screenshots. So the second positive, speaking of sunflowers, is sunflowers and lawnmowers. They are both back. I mean, sunflowers were in PvZ 3, but they were this like meter thing that would go up over time. You know, I think it was like every 2 seconds you'd get like 1 sun or something. But now you get more. Well, you don't get more. You can actually place them and get more from it, which is just a lot better. They've kept the whole thing of how the sun goes up in ones, which I'm honestly okay for. I don't really think that's a big problem. It just makes things kind of simpler, I guess. But yeah, so sunflowers are back. You can place them and you can have them do strange animations like the one towards the bottom, which is just very happy. He's just enjoying his day, or she. We never know. Actually, we do know it's a she. But yeah. So then we have the lawnmower as well, which they've added back, but they've actually changed it. They haven't just added back regular lawnmowers. They've made like a smart lawnmower that can move around. And I'm assuming in the future it's going to have more special stuff. It actually looks like a new kind of character, like a robot. They've actually made the lawnmower into a character, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. It's got like this razor thing. You can't really see the original lawnmower. I mean, you can kind of see the red thing in the middle, which is the lawnmower. Then they've just plonked a TV on top of it. But yeah, so the sunflowers and lawnmowers are back, which are pretty cool. Right, so the next positive is positive 3. And it's just the overall new look of it. Like the whole kind of 2.5D design. You know, PvZ 3 it was all completely 3D. PvZ 2 it's 2D, and then you combine them and you get 2.5D, where they don't look 3D, but they are. You know, I don't know what they've done to the characters to change them, but whatever they did, it looks really good. A lot of the designs I prefer to the old ones, actually, like the PvZ2 ones, which I'm surprised about. It's just the UI as well. It's very clean and like fresh and modern. You know, they haven't changed stuff like in a bad way. They're just keeping up with the times, you know. Instead of having like a really rough UI, they've kind of gone for this smooth thing, which does have some texture on it, but you know, I like it. I like the blue kind of style they got going. And yeah, just the look at the plants as well. I just like them all. But yeah, so that's nothing really else to say about that. You know, it's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree. And like the sun, something about it I just really like. I think it's the simplicity of it. Compared to the normal sun, but yeah, I like that. I like the overall look, and the walnut has more personality. I thought all the plants had more personality, like the animations, which is good because they're all meant to be like quirky, funny plants because it's just meant to be a strange game, and they've definitely succeeded in making all the plants have their own personality, which is good. So positive number 4 is the level design. So none of these levels are actually in the game. Well, they are in the game, but they're not like they are in these screenshots. So this is why it's just taken off the App Store page or whatever you download it from. So you have this Lost Keys camp area, and this is the area where you kind of have some water sometimes, and you have like actual rivers that aren't just like columns or rows of water. They actually kind of, they go in and out of rows, which I just found really cool and unique, and it looks like there's like a current going through them. I'm not sure if that's gonna like swap, and then maybe like the zombies will move faster and then the plants will like move backwards or something. I don't know, but it just looks cool, and how you have like the land island things. It's just kind of like, it's just good. I mean, we haven't seen any kind of level looking like this in any of the other PvZ games, which is pretty cool how they've actually done that. They've been unique and it worked out. And then you have this like volcano area. Now this is in the beta one, the beta game. I mean, both of these areas are, but there aren't like these meteor things that are falling down in the beta. But as you can see in the screenshot, it looks like there are meteors falling down. Whether this is like a zombie's special attack or if this is like an event that happens in this area, I'm assuming it's an event because, you know, it's in a fire area. It makes sense to have that. You also have this weird little ice thing plant, which I don't know what it is, but it's there. And just like the backdrops for all these levels just look really nice, like the subtle animations, like in the water area you just have the water kind of slowly drifting up and down. You have like maybe plants kind of slowly swaying, then you just have like lava here, and like it's just a really nice environment to look at. Then you have down here at the bottom right, that's the Gargantua. Some pink thing is being splattered at him. I don't know what that is. And you have this kind of like area. You kind of got this beach area where you can see squash on a diving board. There's like walnut on a lounge chair, sunflower in like a Ringo thing. You got like a chomper topiary, I think they're called. And you got bok choy, which is in the home area, and I think that's either watermelon or cabbage pole. I think that might be watermelon, just there next to Gargantua's arm. You also have the back of Dave's car, which is open, so we might see the return of Dave's shop from PvZ1 actually, which would be pretty cool. And then you have this area in the background which looks like it's still covered in the storm, because they've still kept one thing from PvZ3, which is the whole idea of you're taking back Neighborville, you're going to the different areas and clearing the zombies of them, which I actually liked, so I'm happy they kept that. It kind of adds some sense of like exploration into the game, kind of. But yeah, the art overall just looks really good for the game. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, that's positive 4. Now positive 5, which is 5 if you didn't know, is events. So there's only one event in the game. I'm assuming they will add more. Maybe they have it like on a rotation, 5 events or something that kind of happen one after each other. But the current one, which you can get on the beta, which happens pretty much every day, is the sunflower one. So you grow a sunflower. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. So you grow a sunflower and you get these rewards. So but you have to keep a win streak, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you have to, but it basically encourages you to get wins, which I thought was pretty good, and you get rewards for doing it. I don't know if this is just a beta thing. I'm assuming not, because it looks pretty fleshed out. And you grow the sunflower, then you get rewards like the powers and the boosts, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, the events I think are a pretty cool idea. I don't really think there are events in PvZ 2. I mean, you have the arena things, the Penny's Pursuit and the Pinata parties, but they're just kind of actual levels, which are like limited time. They don't actually have an event like this, which isn't a level, it's kind of a side thing. As far as I'm aware, they might do, but I'm pretty sure they don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think they do, but it's just cool. And I like it. Yeah, maybe they could do other ones like grow a pea shooter. I don't know. I mean, they'll probably be more original than me. But yeah. So now we've done all the positives. There's 5 positives and 3 negatives. So I think there's 3 negatives. But yeah, the overall feedback on the game is positive. Now the negatives, I just want to say, they're not actually big problems for me. I kind of had to come up with some negatives, so I just kind of nitpicked at the game and just kind of picked small things that kind of annoy me, but they don't actually annoy me that much. If they do stay in the game, I will not be bothered, and I will still play and enjoy this game. So yeah, but the first negative is the life system, which I think is the one I've seen talked about the most. So you have these brains here which represent lives, so if you fail, you'd lose one, and then if you go to 0 lives, you like, I don't actually know what happens. I think you just can't play until you replenish your lives or something. I'm not actually too sure how the system works. I'm just going from what I've heard, so maybe this is something completely different. I probably should have done my research before talking about this, but yeah, I'm sure some of you know, and you can tell me. Yeah, so that's that. I don't know why I included the coins in this screenshot, but yeah, coins exist. They're not a negative, they're just there. I'm pretty sure you use them to actually, when you die, you can use a blower thing to like push the zombies back and basically get like a second chance, which is interesting. It depends how hard coins are going to be in like main release, because that might become like a pay to win problem, but I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. So that's the life system. Not a massive problem, just nitpicking. Negative 2 is the boosts and powers. So you can get these boosts and powers in the game, which are limited. So you actually have to earn them and stock up on them. They're not like a thing that recharges over time, which I like that. Although it's not the actual boosts and the powers themselves that are the problem. It's the way you will obtain them, which I feel might be a problem. Currently, the only way you can get them is through the sunflower event, which I talked about earlier. But I fear when the main game comes out, this might be like a microtransaction thing. You might be able to get them in microtransactions, but it is probably going to be a free game, I'm assuming. We don't actually know. I mean, it is most likely going to be free. So they're going to have to make their money some way, and I guess to make microtransactions, it's the only way. So I'm not too fussed, again. As long as there's a nice way to get these without paying, I won't be that fussed, because I like the idea of how you actually have to stock up on them. It kind of adds some more value to each one, rather than in PvZ 2 where the powers you could just buy, and as long as you had coins you could just use as many as you want, where these you actually have to stock up on them. It adds another thing to unlock in the game and obtain, which I like. See, even when I'm talking about the negatives, I'm saying positive things about them. I'm really bad at talking about stuff badly, but that's kind of ironic. But yeah, so I fear these might become microtransaction things, but if they do, I'm not that worried. So yeah, that's that. I've seen quite a few people have concerns about this and say they should be removed and stuff. I don't think they should be removed. I think they just got to be careful about how hard it is to obtain them. Because if they make it really hard, then people will just look to buying them, which will add a pay-to-win aspect, or pay to advance quickly, however you want to put it. But yeah, and this final negative is it's not that bad. It's just a little timing issue I have. So when you complete a game in this, in PvZ 3, the beta thing, it goes to the victory screen like instantly. There's nothing in between. Now, the reason for this is probably because you don't get any rewards. Like in PvZ 1 and 2, you would either get like a note, a trophy, some coins, a new plant, or whatever. So you would always kind of be given that reward whilst on the screen with the plants on and the level. But here, the minute the last zombie is killed, you just go straight to this screen, which I'm hoping changes because it's very sudden and you can't really admire your work, which sounds really weird, but I don't know, it's just, I would like it if we could have maybe just like 2 seconds or 3 in between the victory and, well, the actual game. Yeah, because it goes to this screen very suddenly, but I'm assuming that is just because of the fact it's a beta, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. But there we go. So we have gone through 5 negatives and, wait, no, 5 positives and 3 negatives. So yeah, that's that. Let me know your thoughts, like your positives and negatives on the game in the comments below. And also let me know if you agree with mine, if there's any negatives or positives that you disagree with or you think I am dumb for choosing. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. PvZ has hopefully seen some light at the end of the tunnel, but you know, I don't want to jinx it. You know, maybe they'll just scrap this entire game and then go back to the old PvZ, which I'm pretty sure they won't, but they might do. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye!